All right, one more round of applause, and then I'm getting this baby started.
She never minds another round of applause. I'm just saying.
All right.
There we go.
It is time.
It is time.
Hello, and welcome to the Velveteen Lounge. Yay!
So I guess we have 0 viewers, so we'll just talk to the wall.
No, we have 2 viewers.
Oh, 2 viewers. Hello.
Hello to both of you.
Hello, both of you. Reveal thyself.
Or actually 2 that, 3 now that I can see.
So it's not exactly. No, it's just begun. Shall we?
5 now.
I'll just play sound effects. Hey!
Hi, Eric. Good to see you.
First out of the gate, you get a prize.
Lisa, hi. Good to see you, too.
Awesome. Is good.
Yay! I'm so glad you're here.
I like it. It's good. But definitely. So this is another fabulous Wednesday. I would, in the past, if somebody said, hey, welcome to Hump Day, except...
Hi, Julie. Good to see you.
These days, what does that mean? People work all sorts of schedules. People working weekends, people's weekends on Monday. This Friday is the new Saturday, which means that Wednesday is really the new Friday.
And at the end of the day. I feel like Hump Day also sort of suggests that you hate your job.
Yeah,
which not everyone does.
Like you get over that hump and then down you go.
I'm happy I got my food and drink. I'm happy too, Eric.
Bingo, definitely.
Errol is getting whiskey.
Fetching the whiskey, I like that.
Doing God's work.
And by the way, I can't possibly think of Hump Day without thinking.
Aloha, Peter, and happy belated birthday.
You know what I'm saying? Didn't they? Used to be on the other side.
What hump? I almost shared that when I was promoting this broadcast yesterday. I needed to put up a picture, and I almost did what hump.
What hump?
So anyway. Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein, which beats the other possibility of humps, which I believe is My Humps by, who was it? The singer from the
Black Eyed Peas.
Fergie. Which has been listed in many places as the worst song ever written. So I'm not going to quote it here.
That sounds great, Eric. Hard lemonade and a plate of pierogies.
Oh, pierogies.
I love pierogies.
I've had pierogies in ages.
I know. I haven't either.
We used to get some from a joint either called Cafe Kiev or Cafe Veselka. Both of those were excellent Ukrainian food on 2nd Avenue in New York. And that's after you'd been to a club.
Hi, Gettysburg, ma'am.
You know, with CB's at 1 a.m, you would fetch yourself to Veselka and have a big bowl of chicken noodle soup and pierogies. And it was just oh man, it would just set you up really well.
I'm so glad to see you.
Yes.
Yay.
Memories of Veselka. I miss Veselka. It was a great place.
Too. That was a great place.
It's the kind of place where you would ask for herbal tea and they, I don't know, what do you got? And they say lemon zinger,
Yeah.
It was it was good. It's a great place.
Was it one of those that would bring out the box?
Yeah, they'd show you
the
sample size boxes of the Bigelow. Which would you like here? That's a very civilized thing to do. Before we get too far in, I'm going to note to the rebroadcast patrons, thank you so much for watching us after
and not just patrons,
hours.
Just anyone watching later.
Anyone watching. You don't have to be a patron. If you want to be a patron, you know what to do. Go to patreon.com/Velveteen Lounge. Is that right?
That's right.
You can be a patron starting at $5. But if you want your horoscope read, box wino level.
Dime is driving Violet to her new place of learning. Wow, that was quick. She just graduated from high school.
Woo. Violet, you're learning Violet.
That's not much of a break in between, is it? But I assume Violet knows what she's doing.
Hey, Vi, come on. Mime is money. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, Errol says, no, Paul, the worst song was the one I played for my grandson. The Fisher Price piano. I think it had 4 keys.
Ding, 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 ding. Boy, I remember once we were at a sort of a party, and there was a very, very, very young person there who had a toy piano.
He did, but his was better.
His was more like this wide, so it had more like 24 keys. And I was sitting there playing comfortably.
Thank you, Julie.
We were just learning comfortably notes. I was playing it on it, and it was working great. It was kind of in tune.
Julie said it was so much fun hearing you on Exotic Tiki Island Radio last weekend. Thank you. I'm going to be doing it again, and actually, I think next time Paul will be on too.
I can join.
So
there's an app where we can just both be on this thing, so it's not just from your phone.
Hopefully, we're doing it next month too.
But we had a blast with those guys. It's a well-run show, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm sure you could just kind of cut it up. It's like when we have either done a co-brand with Pepper Tree Villa, or when they appeared on our 24-hour broadcast.
Oh my gosh!
And 3 a.m. our time, we're about to finally continue finally finish the 24 hours, and they just went for a couple hours. It was just
I know.
Place. I suddenly got an energy, and I was just back and forth with those guys. They had energy. They were just fantastic, really hilarious. But oh yeah, seriously. I can dig it.
Heat wave coming. Yeah, because it's been really nice. So I looked at the weather today. Like, when's it getting hot again?
We have what apparently is a sort of cold or cool front from, I believe, Manitoba. And I questioned one of our Canadian correspondents about that. And he's like, oh, I don't know anything about that. We don't really consider that part of the country. So that's just sort of the hinterlands that might have a weather pattern that you don't care about. And I said, and he was just like, well, I hope it's warm when we're at Ohana. I'm like, well, it's not exactly cold. It's actually really totally civil. Like after hours, it gets down to the 50s F, and it's just beautiful.
Lisa, so, I will.
I'm okay with Canada, man.
I will give more notice next time.
Yes.
It was kind of short notice.
It was a little tight.
Time, but
it was a little tight for us. So she'll always drop the thing on you when she knows something, and when it's for real. I mean, we're working a lot of gigs this summer that are like, is it confirmed? Is there a contract? And if you don't get a contract, you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And you might not know until the day before, but you do it. You do it, and we did one last weekend. It's our first carnival of the season, which was actually a really good time. I was running the field games, and it was a lot of tug of war. I gotta say, those folks. There were some folks who were like, "Can I just go against him?" And it's like 2 people tug of war. I'm like, "Sure, why not?" It was a good time. Good time. Really. And the music actually was better.
It's okay.
The DJ was actually playing much different stuff than usual, and there's some cool mixes.
Oh no, I feel like
Dime and Eric are here. He was doing this thing where he was remixing.
Dime's not here.
Oh, Dime isn't here.
No.
Oh, I thought he was here.
He's driving Violet to her new place of learning.
Well, we found that out. Who told us that?
Eric.
Oh. So Eric is here. I'll talk to Eric then. Dime, forget about you, pal. Anyway, you'll see the rebroadcast. What? No, it's whatever. So Eric. So there was this DJ was remixing different songs based on stems. Apparently, somebody had access to it, did a mix. So there was Soul Man without the lyrics, without the vocal, and it was just the instrumental tracks, and it was like really hard because everything was mixed way up, like that organ in it. You can't really hear in the song too much.
New bottle.
Pop right up. That's kind of like the vocal line now. It was very funky. A lot of fun.
He played some very non-funky stuff too, though.
I
have to say.
He did. These things you gotta.
I hate to say it, but
you gotta throw into a very contemporary country mode, and it's like I don't have a lot of time for that kind of stuff. I mean, it's like
I was just thinking, one of my songs that I don't ever need to hear again, which I'm not gonna say the song because
it will jinx you.
Because R.I.P. Whitney, but I don't ever need to hear it again.
No, you know what we're talking about. You know what we're talking about. But definitely. And I don't have anything against...
And Whitney Houston was very talented. Don't get me wrong. I just don't...
Oh, thank you.
It was very overplayed at the time. Dub techno, Eric says.
Yeah, it really was. And
yes, it has been pleasant here at Gettysburg, ma'am, right?
He named the DJ, and I'm totally forgetting. I'll remember it. It's in there somewhere. But it's been great. Yeah, it's really... Evenings have been fab. The days have been getting up into mid-70s. Not a lot of humidity, so... It's been good, and which means that the grass hasn't been going crazy, but I probably need to do it by Friday anyway. But I won't be here, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, so there you go. Maybe Saturday.
I won't be here.
You won't be here. She'll be working. I'll be here, working.
Okay, so as yet unnamed, but I'm making the same drink twice tonight, but with 2 different base spirits. So I'm going to see which one I like better.
Sure.
So this is going to be... For now, I'll call it Summer Number 1. Summer Number 1.
Did you get me a hurricane glass?
I did not.
I will get that.
Summer.
Please vamp.
Number 1.
Oh, we're over here now.
And then I'll call the other one Summer Number 2. Okay. 1 second. Okay. That's $1. There. Summer Number 1 begins with 2 ounces Reposado tequila.
Reposado.
And, all right, I know what I'm doing from here on out, so we'll go back to the broadcast.
So we go.
Okay. So,
this has been nothing.
Hi, Nick. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. Okay, so 2 ounces Reposado tequila. And I'm going to add a 1/4 ounce Kahlua. Quarter ounce Kahlua. Okay. And a quarter ounce triple sec. Yeah, the Kahlua bottle is so sticky. Okay.
Seriously, Kahlua bottle is pretty sticky.
Okay. The triple sec bottle is also sticky.
So sticky.
Yeah. Okay. Quarter ounce triple sec. Okay. And yeah, tequila isn't going to start, right, Nick? I'm for it. Okay. And a half ounce fresh lemon juice. Oh, it's going to be good, Peter.
Oh, it's going to be.
It's going to be good.
Okay. Going to be.
Half ounce fresh lemon juice. And
hi.
I'll take a little more spray on this, please.
Glad to.
Thank you.
Spray's right.
That's sticky, sticky. Okay.
Thank
you.
What is the spray, by the way? Anybody?
I told Nick what it is.
It's RC fluid.
Okay.
What the hell is RC fluid? Use it on your RC cars. No. It stands for record cleaning fluid. That's the stuff you used to get from Radio Shack that was blue. Mystery fluid. It's not that much of a mystery.
2 dashes cherry bitters and 2 dashes aromatic bitters.
Oh, Peter thinks you're going out on a limb with the 2 Mexican products here. Woo!
All right, so would you ice me?
I'd be glad to.
Thank you.
That sounds all wrong, by the way.
You probably haven't noticed, but
guess what?
Things are switched up back here. We removed a light, so the lighting is different this evening. And there's no speaker on top of the bar now.
You can probably just barely see it.
The speaker has been mounted up here.
You probably remember when this baby was a little more prominent on top of a speaker. Speaker's been mounted, it's back to me, and it's finally getting into a position that would probably be very conducive.
And this is all in anticipation of our new sofa, which our Patreon patrons know that I'm obsessed with our new sofa.
Maybe a little. Bang, 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 bang. So the final thing to say about the folks who might be watching the rebroadcast, as usual, you cannot comment on existing comments, but you can add comments. Feel free. You can always PM us. If you're watching right now, you can always PM us. If you have a thing that you want to speak. If you're like, well, I don't really want to throw this into the group for whatever reason, it's fine. We're here. We're good.
Is that swung glass? I love it.
Swung glass. What are we talking about? The shaker or this guy?
Oh yeah, that.
I'm only having one. Hello.
All right.
I'm trying to get to the bottom of this martini. I'm not quite there yet.
I will take a chilled glass, please.
We never actually measured.
Yes, I ordered the
check
sofa.
Out the capacity, have we?
I ordered the sofa. It's not here yet. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. I'm so tempted to go track it, like right now, because I'm obsessed. Last I saw it was in Georgia. Oh, you know what? I have a sidecar. I have a sidecar.
Oh, that's why this doesn't go far.
Okay.
You should always keep that.
I thought I was positive. Oh, it looks like it's dripping glass upside down. Ah, okay. You want to try it? I'm going to add a twist.
I like mine. Ooh, good with a twist. This is a good item. I think we have used the elements of this before.
I'm going to make
not necessarily this way.
My second round is going to be this, but with bourbon instead of tequila. Hi, Amy.
Hello.
Good to see you. And I'm going to use the fancy bourbon.
Patrons who are actually in the super secret Velveteen Lounge group up on Facebook, which is the...
Ooh, this is good.
What is that one called? I'm spacing.
Oh, it's not just for patrons.
The VIP room. Yeah, actually, if you're
you don't have to be a Patreon patron to be in the VIP room.
I'm just thinking about patrons in terms of people who support the show.
Okay.
So Velveteen Lounge VIP room may notice that we've been posting some fun stuff in there in anticipation of a lot. And I posted recently a can of a luncheon meat product that Amy had provided, which is actually halal. What? Yeah. So I actually fried this stuff up and I report on it. If you take a look in the VIP group, you'll have a lot of fun with that. If you're not in the VIP group, go to Facebook and request entry and we'll get you in there.
The last update on my sofa is 11:30 this morning, and it was still in Georgia, but they're saying it's supposed to be here tomorrow. So I don't know if someone's driving all night or what. And normally I wouldn't think about these things, but I'm fully obsessed with my sofa.
It could be here if somebody left Georgia at.
It was still in Georgia at 11:37 this morning.
But if
that's when it was scanned anyway.
It was scanned. That's the thing. It's probably halfway on its way. Probably Newark by now, or something like that. Somewhere in New Jersey. There's usually a central distribution point in sort of central Jersey.
No. If someone left Georgia at 11:30 this morning, they wouldn't be in Newark yet.
How long does it take?
I feel like longer than that. I'm gonna map it.
Map it out. Show me where I'm wrong.
I'm gonna map it, and I gotta know because I'm obsessed.
I'm thinking about it. She's slightly obsessed. I'm just wondering. I'm just thinking about Violet.
Here we go.
Violet, you're learning Violet. Violet. Let's put this behind me.
I'm getting the.
Did I? No, I didn't.
14 hours.
14 hours. So truth.
It has not been 14 hours.
11. If that sucker was scanned, then it probably didn't leave till noon, which means you're talking. If this just moving, probably arriving at 3 in the morning. Oh, the patron. Oh, the patron stuff. Oh, that's this one.
Oh, that's me.
That'd be this one. Yes, absolutely. She's the one. She uses a piece of software called Canva, which we pay for, which is well worth your time. You could pay a lot of money on other software, but this does the job.
You obsess over your DoorDash order. I've never. No, I take it back. I was gonna say I've never ordered from DoorDash, but I ordered and had it sent to my mom. I've never ordered from DoorDash at home.
Yeah, we during lockdown ordered from
Drizzly, which is no more.
Yeah, it got absorbed into, I believe. Was that actually a subset of one of the one of the transportation things anyway, or did it just get absorbed into it? Why am I spacing all this?
Got absorbed?
I thought it was a subset of one of them.
No, because I remember we would order Drizzly stuff, and it would come people would just bring it to us.
Yeah.
Uber Eats. No.
Uber, parent organization. No. Uber. That's what I'm thinking of.
Or DoorDash. Wait, hold on.
That's it, right here, Drizzly.
I know, but we gotta see what became
Uber
of it.
Technologies, parent organization. I think it was actually Uber to start with, and they just said, here, liquor delivery. And then eventually realized they could just have Uber drivers get you liquor, so they kind of did away with Drizzly. But they saved a lot of people in that period of time.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. Yeah. Because yes, I got gold. I went for gold. It reminded me of my grandma's apartment, condo. She had a condo.
Yeah.
But that color just reminded me so much of her.
Well, you started out
her vibe.
I think it started out with red with not a lot of choice, and then we had one that was a really nice dark green, which I liked a lot.
Time ordered munchies for your birthday. Oh, hey. Eric, that's sweet. I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great stuff.
Okay, so I started my sofa.
Your sofa journey.
Who cares, Kelly? I started my sofa journey with a red one, which was Joybird, which was really expensive,
about $2,300.
Way too much money. And then I thought green because this room, but it was a dark green, which nothing against dark green, but it should be like a lime green if it's going in this room. So I went for the gold. Long story short, I went for the gold.
The gold is in here somewhere. Well, I don't know.
It coordinates with the orange.
It coordinates with the orange. It's fine. It's good.
It's going to be
interesting.
Amazing, and I can't wait.
We have these orangey reds. We have these red oranges. We have these golds. We have these greens. It's really like we're living in.
I love Joybird too.
It's like we're living in the Brady's kitchen with that avocado fridge.
Gettysburg, I love it too. Well, if I could have found an avocado, I might have gone for it. But
we had a line.
But I love the gold.
We had a line on an avocado fridge, but it was from 1963. So you know what? That was really going to make your electricity bill go.
Unless it was gutted and rebuilt.
I suppose one could do that, but I've never heard about a service that does that. So because we got one in the cellar that's super cute, and it's half a ton. Oh. So somebody's gonna have to drag that to the main level.
Harold says the couch shop reminds me of my granddaughter's drawing. She drew a couch and labeled it my mom's couch.
My mom's couch.
My mom's couch. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on.
We need to improve your spelling.
Oh, Errol, that's hilarious.
Excellent. I bet it is.
Oh, we have a friend who has the gold joybird couch. So stunning.
Super.
I know some people who just moved recently, and they got one that's like it's like a conversation pit. It's like the size of 3 sofas because it's like the entire 3-sided.
Mm-hmm. It's looking good.
Gold or mustard. It's a mustardy gold. I would post the picture if I could.
I'm getting a real Mr. Blandings feeling out of that, by the way. You know, this thread right here, this kind of white. It's sort of an off-white.
You know? I would post the photo if I could.
Yeah, please. Good stuff. So I guess I'm here for a good 21 or 2 minutes in.
Maybe I can bring it up on my phone.
Nikki can tell you what's in my hand. I think I got to do a thing.
I can bring it up on my phone.
Okay, so take a look at it.
I must have a photo of it. Believe it or not, I don't.
Believe it? I don't believe it.
Well, that was just short-sighted of me.
I tell you, what were we thinking?
I know. Okay, I got to get your drink recipe. I'm going to do this later.
Later it is.
Okay.
All right.
Right. You dictate and I will type.
Here we go. All right. So this is a blender drink that's a classic blender drink. We were talking, I saw a picture earlier of a blender drink with 3 layers. It looked great. I'm like, I'm not doing that tonight. But I could do a 2-layer blender drink, which is fab. I think we might have made it on the show before, but
no, what are you calling this drink?
I'm not calling it.
No, what is this drink called?
Molokai Mike. You're looking at it.
I know, but they don't know that.
Okay, the Molokai Mike. So this is a classic Trader Vic drink that you can get in Vic's, and it comes in 2 layers. Bottom layer starts with an ounce of silver rum.
Okay. Thank you.
Skillful pour. 1 ounce of orange juice.
That's a lot of orange juice.
1 ounce of lemon juice. That's a lot of lemon juice. Okay. Half ounce of brandy. Half ounce of orgeat. Half cup crushed ice.
Half ounce orgeat, you said?
Yep. Does that start to sound like something to you? It sounds like they're working around like sort of a fog cutter Mai Tai thing with those flavors. And they are. Trader Vic does a lot of drinks. Trader Vic does a lot of drinks with those because Vic came up with all these things.
How much ice are you doing?
Takes a half cup crushed ice.
Okay.
I will estimate that. I'm not measuring a half cup of crushed ice.
Oh, come on.
I recommend you don't either. It's something like that. All right?
Uh-huh.
And then your top layer.
This is complicated.
It is.
Okay.
It is. But the effect is great.
Top layer.
Top layer is ounce of gold rum. Ounce of grenadine.
Uh-huh.
1 cup of crushed ice.
That's it?
That's it. What you do...
Half cup crushed ice, you said?
1 cup.
One
top
cup.
layer.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Each layer you separately put into your blender, pulse for a couple seconds, pour in a glass. Your bottom layer is a very orangey yellow, and your top layer is going to be red from the grenadine. So there you go. And the top layer you actually blend longer, by 15 seconds. Gently pour over the lower layer. You'll see this happen in a second. Anyway.
Blending. Hold on.
Yeah, I know it's complicated.
The second.
I should have decided on this at 11 in the morning, and it would already be there, folks.
Pour carefully into glass.
Carefully. You sort of gently pour it onto the other layer. One of these layers is just blended for a few seconds, so it's very, very tight, and the other one's going to be very slushy.
All right, I got to get back to my broadcast.
But in this heat, things will actually start to melt down, and no problem at all. So I'm actually going to make this in the Hamilton Beach instead, so I pre-crushed the ice, so my blender is not doing all that work. And you could blend it still, but I have the beach right here, boom, dom, diggity. So what we're going to do is ounce of silver rum.
Ugh, hold on.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. Yuck.
All right, I'll deal with this later. Okay,
Later.
I want to go back to the broadcast. Ah,
I'll take the silver room.
You dictate.
You take dictation? No. But you'll type.
Stop making messes. Ah.
There we go. Ounce of silver.
Oh, thank you, Nick. Nick says we're on fire tonight.
Woohoo! Thank you, sir. Appreciate
I'll post a picture of her apartment. Yeah, please do. I'd love to see it. Gettysburg, ma'am. It was a mid-century furniture shop. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I gotta see this. One woman's mess is another man's art concept.
Okay, I think this thing's getting a little sticky on me.
I can feel Lisa's gaze of disapproval from here. I love it.
As a matter of fact, I can.
I can't.
There we go. I can't do it. There we go. Ugh.
Hold on.
These things that are very sugary, they get sticky, don't they?
Okay.
Ounce of the orange,
Sorry.
ounce of the clear rum, silver rum, etc., etc. Okay. I need an ounce of...
Malachi Mike is so complicated.
Feed me, Seymour. Ounce of the lemon. Quite a bit of the lemon, but it is fairly some sweet stuff's going on here, so that's a good idea. Have it.
All right.
All right.
We're in business.
Now we're in business. Half ounce of the brandy. Brandy, please.
The brandy. The brandy is not in a plastic bottle. Hi, Ben.
No,
Good
it is
to
not.
see you.
Pumping booze. Pumping booze. You know, you get full bottles in handles, and you really can do some presses with them. And this has got to be about a good 8 pounds worth. Half ounce pour is good. This handle does not have a handle.
And it's glass. What could go wrong?
Yeah, so you just got to grab by the neck. I've seen worse bottles, though. Some of those tequila bottles have these big square things. It's like you're supposed to just grab it and pour like that. Gentlemen, please. I guess you don't work in a bar.
This is rather spicy.
Neither do I. Mm-hmm.
For not having much spice in it, it is rather spicy.
Spiciness. Half ounce of the brandy, half ounce of the orgeat, half cup crushed ice.
It's the aromatic bitters.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Messy, messy, messy. We don't want a messy back bar.
No. And as soon as you handle the orgeat, you realize how sticky this
all
is.
Oh, Atomic Ranch magazine is great.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
Yep. Where did the spray get to?
There. I don't have it.
Yes, I do.
Oh. We make our orgeat.
We do make our orgeat.
He sprayed that, and it just all sprayed up in my face because we got a fan blowing on us.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Anyway. So
now my drink has extra alcohol
in my mix master, and we're going to do the following. This calls for a half cup crushed ice. Blend that for just like a few seconds.
I did not realize that this was that kind of blender drink. I don't think this is going to work.
What? What?
You're blending.
Yeah, why not?
I don't think it's going to blend enough. I think you need to go grab the blender.
I think we'll be okay. That's why I'm here.
You've heard it here.
Right.
Oh, yeah, please share her shop. I would love it. Excellent topic. Oh, the mid-century? Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit the fan, it hits you. Yes. It hit the fan.
It hit the fan. And you want to have a hurricane tap glass. Apparently, there is a specialty glass, which is really just one of these that's very squat. But I happen to have a Tiki Motor Inn glass. Anybody familiar with this?
This doesn't come.
Lake George, New York. Here we go. So, yeah. Layer number 1.
I think that's supposed to be way more
Ice.
foamy.
Well, I think it's supposed to be a little thicker. I'm going to add a little more ice to this to make sure it's heavy. Okay? Get your hand up there, please. Thank you. That should help.
It's just sinking into it.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Hi, Anna. Good to see you.
Good.
Is it Anna or Anna Maria?
Yeah, just asking.
Yes.
Yes. Excellent.
I want to call you by the correct name.
Please. Okay. Ounce of gold rum. We happen to have. How did I bring in? Did I bring in?
You were out there searching for rum.
I was. I did bring it. Good. Happen to have rum jam. A little fancier than this thing calls for, but it'll be fine.
Anna Maria. Okay, great.
Anna Maria.
Thank you for letting us know.
Ms. Concelli. So here we go. Okay. Yep, that's good.
Or shot. Yeah, we made ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a formula which I believe we got from Jeff Berry, which is super easy.
Oh, Amy's saying I have one of those glasses.
Flavors.
Oh, Nick, these were like the first year of Ohana. They were in our swag bags.
First or second? One of the
first or second year.
Really early.
Very early year of Ohana.
So I got this great idea. Somebody found one of these things and they decided to repro it, and it's really cool. I think that the place should just get these done, and that's what they're going to serve all the hurricanes in.
They would sell out on Ohana weekend.
Like, bang, man. They do that, and it's like you pay an extra $10, you get the glass. Bang, bang, bang. So easy. And the place really doesn't do that. I don't know what the problem is. Ounce of grenadine. Okay. We make our grenadine, too. And could you actually pass me the cherry bitters? I want to punch the color on this to make sure this actually looks appropriately red.
Are the cherry bitters red?
They're a little red. They'd be better if they were the cranberry bitters. That would really punch it, but... Okay, so I'm adding a bunch of that, and
those are just full on brown.
It'll actually kick the flavor.
Yeah, Ohana peeps would buy them all, right?
Yeah, they've totally done. You'd sell out. Now this calls for a cup of the crushed, so I'm going to moving right along and get a bunch of ice in there. I crushed a bunch before. I'm not measuring. I'm just kind of scooping.
Can you imagine some bum wine in a glass like that? Yes, Peter, unfortunately I can.
Actually, yes, I can.
Yes, they should do all the retro stuff. You know, Nick, I had this inspiration recently about the Tiki Resort. Did I tell you this when we saw you? I feel like since the Tiki Resort is all about redoing the rooms, I feel like they should do them more retro.
Go vintage.
Because retro hotels are huge.
On the rage.
And the way it looks on the outside, the way it looks on the outside, if it looked like that in the rooms too, it would be so Instagrammable. Like, people would be there just to take pictures, you know?
Just taking pictures. All right, I think we got it.
Oh, Ben, okay, great. Ben just dropped an orgeat recipe on Facebook. Yes, okay. A 2-to-1 syrup with almond milk extract and flour water.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I'm doing a 1-to-1 syrup, so it's not quite as heavy, but some people like a little heavier. I do use just a little bit of almond milk when I've got it. Otherwise, it's about 2 tablespoons of the almond extract. You can use rose or orange flower water, about a teaspoon worth, and you're done.
I love the bum wine challenge idea.
That's it. Blend this for longer.
Aww. Oh no, Eric. I mean, I want it to work.
Yeah.
I don't wish for your failure.
I threw some more ice in there. It's a ton of ice, and it's not a super strong drink. That's kind of good. If you order one of these at the beach and it's super hot and you're sweating, you want this to be kind of easy going.
I would take and defeat that challenge. Oh, Nick threw down.
I can take down on that. We have someone who's familiar with his Thunderbird products, perhaps.
Oh, Lisa made rose water. Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. We had a bunch of rose
petals. That's impressive.
We did a thing where we had a huge quantity of rose petals left over, but I wasn't sure they were food grade.
I don't think they were.
So I'm thinking no. So what we're going to do here is very slowly and carefully pour that layer. In fact,
it's working well enough.
It's working well enough. See? And I got more of it.
Oh, it does. You can't even tell on the video, but it is 2 layers. It is 2 layers.
There you go. I got the 2 layers
hold it closer, and you can,
cover my face. Boom. See? This is important, not me. And
hold it closer, Tiny Dancer.
Insert your.
Speaking of retro motels, you'd love Mother Earth Motor Lodge in North Carolina. Oh, okay. I've never even heard of it.
Ooh, yummy.
Yeah.
You make this, you'll love it.
Ah.
This is a good thing. because it's got that bottom layer is in fact
the bottom layer is good,
very fog cutter-esque without being as punch you in the neck as fog cutter tends to be, because there's a lot of booze in a fog cutter.
Oh, that's good.
This is like ounce and a half of hooch. It's just like, it's a fairly light drink, all these things considered.
Yeah. Anna Maria, I would love to. I've never even heard of it, but it sounds amazing. North Carolina.
Okay, dig it. We've heard of the Madonna Inn, which is in...
It's in it's coastal
California.
Central California.
Central California's. Central to the tune of north of Los Angeles, I believe.
Oh my gosh. On my way home the other day, I drove past the Catamaran.
Oh.
It seemed weird.
Well, there's the thing about this, our neck of the woods in wine, is that for a long time, all you were getting was like Taylor, these New York wines, and all of the Manischewitz type of wines. And those were made from Concord grapes, and they were sweet and heavy. And they were always used for sacramental purposes, and they were used for bar mitzvahs and things. And it's the kind of stuff that you could be at like a celebratory Jewish event. There'd be a bottle of this stuff, and people were like, yeah. It was like sort of lip service.
It doesn't involve Thunderbird, Wild Irish Rose, and Night Train.
Well, there's 3. Find me the MD if you can, and away you go.
Oh.
There is a Beaumont challenge. I've ever heard such a thing.
Brazilian lemonade. That sounds great.
Okay, very carefully sip the top layer. These are really 2 different layers, and you can sip them separately.
Yeah, well, since it's just grenadine and rum, it's not as nuanced.
And guess what? I'm getting the top layer way down, so
the bottom layer is really good.
I have a bonus pour.
I mean, it's not bad. I
can go for a while on this thing.
I'd drink it.
I also chose a really wide-mouthed straw, so this would work well. Oh, yep.
Thank you. Boom. Until we can put in a sink. My mom sent me a picture today of Rita Hayworth's home bar.
She had a home bar.
Which was
classy
lovely
lady.
And huge and had a sink. I was quite envious.
Must be a classy lady.
Try at your own risk. Yep, Peter. Indeed.
Sample size.
Okay.
Probably not a sample size. Well, T-Bird used to come in a flask size, and for a while I thought that's the only way it came. But I think there was a larger size of T-Bird.
I finished my drink distressingly quickly, so I'm going to make its competitor, which is the same drink, but with bourbon instead of tequila. Which its working title is Summer Number 2. The first one's working title was Summer Number 1.
Summer Number 1. When you say Summer Number 2, it doesn't sound like a very complimentary name for the drink. But at the end of the day, that first one was good. This one will also be.
Oh, Ben says we used to have a wonderful mid-century motel called the
Stone Castle.
Oh, wow.
3-story Fieldstone Tower. Wow.
The site of an RV dealer. Oh.
Great, because what you needed was another RV dealer.
Yeah.
Well, I was at my...
Hi, Roberta.
Hi, Roberta. I was at my office location today, and I may have actually told you that involves me driving for about 9 miles. No, less. I'm about 5 miles. And then I hop on a train, and the train takes me about 70 miles. And then I get off that train and get on another train. And that train takes me to the Pennsylvania station. You may have seen pictures of the classic Pennsylvania station. You might have even seen it featured in the movie The Clock with Judy Garland. And I forget I think Robert Walker is in it. Okay. And it's like this gorgeous, like sort of Roman bath looking place. And you think to yourself, well, I'd like to go there. Well, I'm sorry to say you can't, because it was, in fact, the Pennsylvania Railroad started running short of money and sold the station in the 1960s, and it was demolished. And now, of course, it is Madison Square Garden, which is a lovely hockey rink, but that's the best I can say about it. It's very utilitarian. I've actually seen shows there. They were okay. But it's not my favorite place to see a show.
No, the shows were great.
I mean, I'm talking...
Madison Square Garden was okay. The shows were amazing.
The garden is the garden, blah, blah, blah. Some people love it, but for Pete's sake.
So far, Summer Number 2 involves 2 ounces of bourbon. I'm using Adirondack, a 1/4 ounce Kahlua, a 1/4 ounce triple sec, and 1/2 ounce fresh lemon juice. Mm-hmm. I'm also going to add 2 dashes cherry bitters and 2 dashes aromatic bitters.
By the way, this drink is supposed to have a very dramatic red layer, but because we make our own grenadine, it's not very red. So I really should have added some food,
it looks kind of Christmassy.
Food coloring to it.
I don't mean Christmassy like red. I just mean like it looks spicy.
Yeah, actually, it has enough flavors and not a lot of spiciness, Christmas spicy, but it does have the almond flavor.
All right, Eric says make a drink called 1,000 Summers after the John Tesh tune. Why not?
What the heck?
Take that, please.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you will.
Thank you.
You got a towel?
I haven't. Here, I'll take a new towel. Thank you.
Come away. Boom, 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 boom. Got to keep clean, folks. Got to keep clean.
Oh, Lisa, and I love railroad stuff. Oh, okay. This does not make up for New York City's boneheadedness in. Take some ice, please.
You know, New York City very much used to be like
getting rid of that.
Like an icon, an absolute icon, and just allowing that to happen. Well, it was a private station. The whole thing had been built. The two tunnels connecting Manhattan were built by the Pennsylvania Railroad. Why did they build the tunnel on the east side? Because they owned the Long Island Railroad at the time.
I will say two things.
Yeah.
One, a towel is a teal. There is a teal towel over here.
There is. Teal towel.
Thank you for asking, Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Central Station is beautiful. That's the first thing I was going to say. The second thing I was going to say was they're slowly trying to rehabilitate Penn Station from the disaster they turned it into.
It really, as of the end of the 60s, it was...
Yeah, NYC rail history is wild.
Crummy place.
Oh, I think I forgot to even tell Paul this. Hi, Tokavian Tales. Is that Devin and Jessica? Or...
Hello. It's someone. Oh,
hello.
Things happen to her. So.
Oh, I'm glad you made it. I'll take the chilled glass.
Chilled glass?
I'm going to use it.
I am not going to use that right now. But you know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, rail history in general, right, Ben? So, okay, so one station, well, it is a station. Mm-hmm. Where we live, they call them stations, but it's a platform where you wait for the train. But one station from us, they keep these, what is it, like Middletown in New Jersey trains?
M&J. Yep.
Yeah, M&J, like Middletown, and we live in Middletown, so it's like that's talk about a local railroad.
Local.
For the first time ever, I was at that station, and one of those trains was moving. I was like, I thought these trains just sat here. Yep. No, it was moving. No.
Because at that station, that's Campbell Hall, which is just very close to us, right near Goshen, New York. You can see that you can traveling on the commuter line, which used to be the coal train line. I think it used to be the O&W line, actually. But there's also a spur that shoots off north, and that goes straight towards Newburgh. And I think it stopped short of that, but it used to go further.
I'm not New Jersey Transit again.
You know, Devin knows. Can't put that past you, Dev. I'm telling you. You know too well.
Did you just say Dev?
I did say Dev.
All right. I love them both, but I especially love it with bourbon. Summer number 2 is the, Nick, this one. And I love tequila.
And the first one was made with tequila, right?
Yeah. I asked him to stop on the way home for a bottle of tequila because we were out. And
that works really well.
I love this.
And I'm absolutely getting the fact that this is a locally made bourbon.
People call me Dev. Okay. All right.
There we go. You can call me Devin or you can call me Dev, but you don't have to call me. So
when people call me Kel, I just want to commit homicide.
I understand. I don't want to be familiar in a way that is inappropriate. We were asking.
And now people are going to see me and call me Kel.
We were asking earlier about Anna Maria.
Aww.
And so we wanted to clarify that. So we did.
Kitty's roommate had to take apples and carrots to the deer at the bottom of our yard. Aww.
Oh, hello. Oh, yeah, they will spoil.
Kelly loves all of her drink children equally.
None is more special than any other, she says. Hilarious.
Yeah, and it might be the bourbon because I used the Adirondack.
The bourbon,
I got to tilt it so you can actually read it.
The bourbon is very particular. Any of these locally made products taste a little different.
It's nice bourbon.
It's the way it's distilled, I guess. So, now, what does
the good stuff.
Eric's asking, what does it make me? Air? Air.
Air. I know.
Well, that could be Eric or Errol. I don't know. It's one. Both.
I used to know an Eric. I called Ick.
Ick. Hey, Ick.
So be careful what you say, Eric.
Yeah. Bing, bing, bing. I, of course, have a one-syllable name. You can't do too much with that. And I wouldn't actually decide to make that a diminutive because I'm not an Italian gangster, and I do not have walnuts attached to my name.
Oh, I call him Polly sometimes.
Yeah, but there is. You think to yourself, how could you possibly screw up this name? Well, I remember on Long Island they would call me Pool, which means you invert the diphthong, and then in the UK it was Pool. You kind of have to bellow it.
I got to say this out loud because the people on YouTube are missing this. It's hilarious. On Facebook, Amy is saying, I love all of my drink children equally. And Nick's like, they always have a favorite deep down in their heart. We all know it.
They do.
My mom's here. Let's ask her. Which one of us is your favorite?
Who do you really like? She likes Christy better.
Polly for sure. John Man, hi.
Is that who I think it is?
Hey, man. You.
Long seen no time. Although
It's been a minute.
Probably going to see you there. Polly
Manhattan. Been a minute.
Polly Manhattan.
Polly Manhattan.
I think, yeah.
Polly Middletown.
Forget it. That's it. We're going to hang out with...
like the lamest gangster ever. Polly Middletown.
Hey, I'm running a dice game over here, So we got like Nikki Chicago, Polly Manhattan, Joey Walnuts. Joey Chestnut is actually not actually doing the.
Did you see the news?
Hot dog eating contest
Joey Chestnut has been.
Speaking
prohibited
of guys,
from being in the Coney Island hot dog eating contest.
Because he was plugging for Impossible Dogs. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, they decided you have a contract with us. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh.
This is good because
wow,
it's starting to blend a little bit, but it's still really delicious. Yep. Eck. Johnny Eck. That was a famous sideshow guy, as a matter of fact.
I'm running a gangster.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, a gangster novel.
Excellent.
Devin, awesome. I want to read it. I want to read it. I love fairy wings. So yes.
Nikki Chicago and Polly Manhattan. Wise guy buffoons. It really is. It's like the.
See, now this has to happen.
It's really like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, like the comic relief.
Polly on the rocks. The Middletown gangsta.
Hey, how you doing? So anyway, this is how we mix the drink here. You get a problem with that? All right, Joey, take him out back.
I feel like Polly Middletown is would be like running the stolen. All right, hold on.
I'm trying to think about what this is. I'm thinking he would be like he'd be like running the books over at Off Track Betting. Like that's the level of gangster he'd be, Hey, I got your figures right here, Aqueduct today, 5 points.
I feel like Polly Middletown would be running like stolen Tylenol with codeine out the back of Walmart.
Tylenol 3.
Tylenol 3 out the back, like Polly Middletown is like Paul Blow, Walmart manager, but Polly Middletown is like running stolen Tylenol 3 out of the back of the Walmart loading dock.
He's running the contraband codeine.
Stolen lotto tickets, so that's good too.
Now you're talking.
It's in the same universe as Fairy Wing. Oh, Devin. Okay, good. Okay. I'm excited.
Excellent.
I'm excited. Okay.
Let me just add here, there was a discussion about local, New York railroads. I will say the following, that we are actually at a nexus of such things because we have the M&J, which runs through town. Something runs on that. There's another line that is active. I don't know what the hell they're doing with it, but it runs right past the back of the house. Well, not exactly about the back of our house, but it's right there.
Breaking Bad, The Next Generation. Yep. The next sad generation.
And just historically, there was the O&W, Ontario and Western, I think, which ran from Ottawa. It ran from Ottawa, I think, straight down to New Jersey. It was it was a passenger and freight train, and it ran as a passenger train until the late 50s. And the final train ran into Middletown, and then they sold the lot, and the rails were scrapped.
Oh, Devin,
but you can still see the O&W station right there in town.
I wonder if there are such things as mobster scratch-off scams. Oh, I'm sure.
Why not?
I'm sure of it.
Running numbers.
So Eric used to live on Middletown Road.
Isn't the...
I feel like every state has a Middletown.
Seriously.
It's like Springfield.
I mean, there's one in Rhode Island, for Pete's sake. There's one in New Jersey. You have to make sure that if you're getting here from Manhattan, you have to get on a train that goes to Middletown, New York, not New Jersey, because otherwise you're going the same amount of direction south.
They'll stand at the end of the yard and let their presence be known.
Hi.
Oh. Like the lamest gangsters ever.
I tell you, I'm thinking of like, what wasn't the...
Oh my gosh, a deer belched at you? How do you know when a deer is belching?
Rude. You heard the noise. You had the story of a deer who just decided to like up and take a leak at you. Not at you, but it was there.
Well, no, it was early one morning, like probably, it was probably like 6:30 in the morning. I go to get in the car, and this is early enough that we still have deer roaming our yard. And I just looked at it, and it looked at me. We locked eyes, and then it just started to pee. It was like, okay, rude.
Excuse me. Okay, rude.
I was listening to a podcast about, Key West. Yes. Oh my gosh, Key West Railroad. Talk about ambitious and terrifying, right? Jeez.
I believe there are some locomotives located at the bottom of the waters around Key West because of such things.
Selling fake garden worm kits? What? Devin? Oh my God.
Good grief.
Her husband was in jail over a scam that involves selling fake garden worm kits over state lines.
How do you fake a garden worm?
That is so specific.
How do you fake a garden worm kit? It's either got the stuff or not, you know? It's like if you're selling night crawlers for fishing. You've either got worms in a bucket or not.
Polly Middletown and the Velveteen Kitsch-en. I love it.
We got to do a vinyl on that. Making an LP.
You made him feel relaxed, I guess so. I looked at it and I actually said to it, don't run in front of the car.
Don't move.
That's always my fear. Like if I'm going to get in the car and I see a deer right there, it's just I'm fear it's going to run right in front of me.
There's a certain dumbness to these animals.
It was so weird. Say. Yeah, that is weird.
Not a good self-preservation instinct. Gotta say.
A potential Stephen Wright joke. Yeah, yep.
Anyway, deer ran in front of me one time. So the other thing about the local railroads is that the big lines, the big commuter lines, you've got the New Haven line runs from New Haven, but ultimately like straight down from Boston all the way to New York and then straight through to DC. You've got the New York Central.
Oh my gosh, Errol. Wow.
Is now Metro North Railroad, which also absorbed the New Haven line. And you've got the Pennsylvania Railroad, which is now New Jersey Transit. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, what the hell does this have to do with these big stations in New York? Pennsylvania Station was named for the Pennsylvania Railroad, and Grand Central Station was named for the New York Central Railroad. There you go. New York Central was this huge network. It went from Chicago and went all the way down to West Virginia. There was branches all over the place. Well before there were automobiles that were common, you would take the railroad. And then you had depressions and wars, and they were really running things until right past the Second War.
I gotta read this.
And then things went downhill.
Errol says, Paul, we had a deer at the farm about 50 yards away. Lisa called it, and I was shocked as it came up. Oh my God. Wow.
Hello.
Usually they're terrified of people. Yes, Amy says, anytime you cross state lines, bam, federal charges.
Oof.
Excellent.
Commerce laws. Watch it.
Thank you.
Watch it, sucker. But selling worms? Okay.
Polly Middletown should open a speakeasy in Middletown. I feel like just to be confusing, he should open a speakeasy in like Wallkill.
Wallkill. Where is it? Hilarious. Anyway, we locally have the M&J, the O&W lines are still around.
Yes, Gettysburg, ma'am. That would lead to deer. Yes.
And the Metro North will run all the way to Port Jervis on the old coal train lines. The ones that went straight through town were torn up. So you cannot actually, and the station right in town is now the library. And it's a very nice station. Nice library, anyway.
Oh, geez, Eric. I got jury duty once. I got picked.
Yeah, you did the case.
I didn't get picked last time I got called, but I got picked once before.
I've been called up for jury duty in this county at least twice. And
Lisa's
both
the
times
I
got excused.
Oh.
Both times I got excused, but as more time goes on, I'm sure that I'm going to serve on a case sometime. So.
Yes, I got chosen. And I will never think about getting a colonoscopy the same way again. Put it that way.
Oh boy. Let's just say
federal charges don't scare Paulie Middletown. He's fearless in a Middletown.
I'm not afraid of these feds.
I feel like fearless in a Middletown way is like code for dumb.
Yeah.
He's dumb.
Well, our local criminals do tend to be dumb. You hear about them in the paper, and it's just like it embezzled like $10,000.
Oh no!
$10,000.
The best one. Well, there are two that stick out in my brain as like Middletown crimes. One was the two geniuses who worked at Dollar Tree
and decided
they were closing up for the night and had to take the deposit to the bank.
You know, I've done that myself. You put it in a little sack, you put a lock on it, you go to the box, open it up, toss it in, boom, done.
Instead, they decided to keep it.
Let's give the deposit.
It was less than $50, and they went to prison for less than $50.
Guess what? The next day, the business is like, hey, the deposit wasn't made. Well, who was working the late shift? I guess we found our guys.
Paulie Middletown should open something in Centerville.
Centerville.
Middletown, Centerville. There you go. I love it.
Centerville.
I love it. I feel like there's also a Centerville, New York.
Yeah, I think there is.
And then the other one was the guy who apparently made it a habit. Like this wasn't his. They finally caught him, but he would like stage car accidents and collect the insurance.
Oh, common scam.
But after he tried to collect the insurance of like his fifth or sixth accident, they're like, okay, bud,
we're on to you.
Yeah, we're on to you. So
I get training at work about that kind of stuff. My daytime life, I work for an insurance company.
Oh boy.
And we'll get training on this, that, and the other, and that is a very common scam, as a matter of fact. So, but that whole idea of like insurance fraud is pretty widespread, and people will do it because it's sort of a victimless crime. Yeah. Well, when my insurance rates go up, it's not victimless.
Can you be free? Sorry, I'm just doing a little business here.
A little business.
Thursday the 20th. Oh wait, I can't. Okay. Shoot.
Oh well, you can't do it.
Oh no, can do.
Oh, that's too bad.
Man.
What?
Sorry. Oh. Ugh.
Effort. Oh, that's too bad. The rate's good too.
Sorry, I have to turn down work.
Isn't that a shame? You know, there you are, trying to hustle, and they got to turn some stuff down because you're busy. But if you already accepted a gig, you got to do that gig.
I hate turning down money, especially before Ohana.
Ben is an actual railroad aficionado. Main roads, commuter hall. Oh, they found the interurban trolley rails. The light rail. The light rail was all over the place. The light rail was in California in the early 20th century. It was a huge system. It was all over the place. And then, of course, some brain trust got the idea. We don't need that. We have cars. So now, of course, you have this massive smog problem over the entire state, and the state has very specific ecological laws, etc.
Oh, black
pollution laws.
Snake on the battlefield. Oh my gosh. Wow.
But what has Los Angeles been doing for the past like 40 years? It's been building a subway at extreme expense and putting the light rail back in. So the big red cars are going back to California. So, you know, something's just roll around to where you were in the first place and you wonder, why did that go away? Good question. I remember.
Do you want to do this?
Let me see this.
Sorry, we're doing a little bit of business here.
Where are you going to be? Do you need the car?
I could Uber. I'm trying to make a little bit of money here.
Stanford?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Come back.
Yeah, she's out of that. Trying to figure this stuff out.
You can reply on your phone.
I will. Yeah, I'll figure that out. We're trying to hustle these things up because could use the cash. We got some business expenses, people, and I will do as many of these things as make sense. But usually only makes sense if the both of us do it.
Nick, that makes sense actually. People in LA are scared to take the subway. They don't want to get caught underground in an earthquake. I get it.
Well, this is why it's built to a higher standard than the New York subway, which of course,
get that bag, exactly.
If you take a look at New York City, Broadway, of course, is a major fault line, and eventually, once in a while, that'll rumble. We had
Take
that
this
one
away from me, please, before I eat it all.
We had that. This is like those little Chinese flavor crackers. Got these at work, as a matter of fact. These are good.
I love this
a little
stuff.
Addictive. We had that earthquake just.
Hi, Hugo. Good to see you.
2 months ago, epicenter was south of us.
Yeah, there was an earthquake here.
I commented on the air, but I'll do it again. I'm in the house. I hear this rattling as if we're getting razzed by a helicopter. I'm like, well, one of those really big transport planes that goes up to Stewart Airport. I'm like, what the hell? I step outside to see the plane. Nothing. Within minutes, the radio is talking about, oh, did you feel the earthquake? I'm like, oh.
I did not feel
That's what that was. So I've been through the 2 most recent. The other one was more than 10 years ago.
Oh, I take the train, Peter, every chance I get.
I saw some people just today hopping on the Acela going to D.C.
Yep.
If you're going to go to D.C. from New York, why are you going out to one of these damn airports to take a 45-minute flight just to be at Dulles? Hop on. The train is going to get you there fast, and you're going to be at the center of town. And then you just hop on the D.C. subway. There you go.
Yeah, I know someone who took the Acela
to
from New York City to D.C. recently. He loved it. It was like it was great. 3 hours.
In and out. It's a great ride. I haven't taken that trip in a long time, but it's a really cool ride. I've always liked riding those trains.
If you want to get back to her, you can. I wish I could do it. I just can't.
Yeah.
So.
I know. They're coming fast and furious, which is a good idea, ultimately. So. Oh,
yeah, DC Metro. We've taken the DC Metro.
The Metro system, I believe, opened up in the mid-'70s after having had nothing for a long time. Yeah, you got to do that. And it's a fairly modern system because it's so much later than these other systems, much later than Boston and New York. And I'm trying to think of the other, Chicago.
It says didn't feel the last one, but certainly heard it. I was in my car for the one last decade. Thought everyone was jumping on my. Oh my God! I bet.
Seriously.
Oh my gosh! Your grandma had a black snake living in her shed. Oh.
Yeah, get rid of the rats and the mice.
Oh.
This is why I don't have any problem whatsoever with bats. They eat a lot of mosquitoes, and any of the neighborhood cats there are probably keeping the rats.
Do they have any dining cars on trains from NYC to DC? Well, I know you were on one that had one.
Yeah, it did. I mean, they're just serving sandwiches these days. It's not that fancy, but a 3-hour ride.
Gin and tonics.
Grab a couple of G&Ts and, just ham and cheese, and you're in good shape. It's a good thing. You can always bring a flask, but they will serve you booze on these things. It's like airplanes. They just have little airplane bottle kind of things. And I like that whole concept of that service. It's like when you're watching a film like White Christmas, where they're going from Florida all the way up to Vermont. It's this huge long ride, and there they are in the dining car because it's the only place they can sit.
They have the sleeper cars too.
I think they give their berths to the gals.
Yes.
So they have to basically sit there in the dining car. But it's just man, that level of service, or the train that would take you to 20th Century Limited would take you across to San Francisco, that kind of thing. It's those in the observation cars.
The Thin Man.
Those are still being run, and Amtrak gets a lot of bad rep because it's not that great a system.
Gives me the willies.
But it's what you got, and I think that basically
Nick.
gradually being shored up.
Yep.
I think I'm finally getting to the end of this.
Boston's Tea's the oldest in the country. Oh. Probably the slowest. Oh, jeez. Especially when it's not catching on fire. I feel like the New York City subway used to catch on fire a lot.
I have actually, at this point in my life,
Errol can sleep
ridden on, I believe, 4 different systems.
So something about the dining cars being licensed to D.C. so they can serve booze over state lines. That makes sense.
I don't know about that.
I'd
be interested in what's what. But Amtrak is a national system, so I kind of think that overrides any state concerns. All it really is that by the early 70s, all of the big rail in the country, and Ben can tell you, was bankrupt.
The old lounge cars where they serve cocktails.
Oh man, it's so classy.
I love the people. We've never done this, but this is every year. I don't remember exactly when people like wear their vintage finest and they like run the old New York subway cars. I love
gotta look into that.
It's so cool.
Big
we have
fun.
a friend who does it. We have a friend who goes. I'm like, oh.
Streetcar New Orleans does sound like that. There's also the streetcars in San Francisco.
I was gonna say.
You've got two different lines.
Yeah,
There's like the classic
cable cars.
There's the classic San Francisco treat cars that run up the hill. There's the actual cable car.
Did you say treat cars?
No, it's San Francisco treat cars.
You just said treat cars again.
Treat cars. The San Francisco treat cars.
Oh, you mean like restaurant?
Rice-A-Roni! What do you think I was saying?
I thought you meant to say street cars, but we're saying treat
cars. I'm just going to keep saying treat cars. They are.
Okay, I get it.
They are street cars.
The Rice-A-Roni cars.
But they're actually literally a cable car because that's the only way you're getting that thing up the hill.
Can you still get Rice-A-Roni?
Yeah, as far as I can tell. At the end of the day, all that is just like a short grain rice and vermicelli.
But I remember it being good.
There you go. Yeah, it's good. It's good. You know, it's got a mixture. It's like that, like, you know, Uncle Ben's, now Ben's rice.
Ben's.
It's Ben's. I still think that they shouldn't have canned Ben. They should have promoted him. He'd be the CEO. CEO Ben's rice. Hey, it's my rice. You're going to love it.
It's Ben's.
It's Ben's. Yeah, but there's no picture of Ben anymore. They got rid of Ben. I think they were thinking, well, it's antiquated, it's racist. I'm like, maybe he's a black executive. Hello? Now, there's a capital idea.
Paulie Middleton eats Paschetti on the treat car.
Treat car.
Exactly. So I feel like
I'm just saying.
It's still Ben.
I'm just saying it. Yeah, but there's no Ben on the package.
Well, maybe they decided
they fired Ben.
They didn't. How could they have fired him if it's still called Ben's?
If the man is not appearing on the package, gone. The SNL sketch, you know, they canned him, just like Aunt Jemima, gone.
If it wasn't called Ben's, I would think you had a point.
I think they need to put the guy in a 3-piece suit and put him back in the package. Hi, this is my rice. You're gonna love it. Boom. Because this apparently was based on an actual chef, and then why the hell did they get rid of it? Because somebody got antsy and somebody didn't realize, you know, what's what with these things. But why not? By the way, the wild rice mix, we use that every year.
Okay.
That's the best. So I gotta say, Ben had something going on. That's the kicker. You can be sensitive to historical logos being a little insensitive, and also say, well, just update it. Yeah, at least they still call it Uncle Ben's. Yeah, I do, because there it is. And if the whole uncle thing is problematic, all right, fine. So it's just Ben. Maybe I'm just saying, maybe he's CEO Ben.
I feel like uncle is a dog whistle.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing.
Right. You want to have your large glass, please?
Sure.
Right.
But I can't do that because then the screen would look awfully empty.
All right, I'm here. I confess I'm having a beer because I've had 2 cocktails and...
I've had one that had a lot of ice, so I'm very full. So I'm going to actually take a pause.
I need to not...
For a second.
I need to not.
Yeah, need to not. We're talking about all these subway systems and the propensity to catch a little fire. I have actually smelled burning stuff on the New York system many times. Not too much lately, but I don't ride it regularly anymore. Back in the 1990s, 1980s, rode it a lot. And more lately, it's sort of like, you know, I have an occasion to do so. I'm familiar with it. It's not a big deal.
It has not changed much.
It hasn't changed much.
They have the, some of the lines have the displays now that tell you how long it will be until a train. I would have appreciated that 30 years ago because...
1992, it'd be nice to know when your train is going in.
Like, it could be 1 minute. It could be 25
In that period
minutes.
of time, I was riding that system at about 1 in the morning a lot. Not the wisest choice, but I have some hilarious stories. And knowing when that damn thing was coming was a good idea. After hours, they get sparse.
Aww.
Let's see. Oh, the Land O'Lakes Maiden is going too.
I agree, Ben.
Maybe they just need to be updated. You know, you don't need to get rid of your logo as much as elevate that logo. And so it just appears to be like a higher level citizen in society. Because why not? That's what you're thinking anyway.
I was thinking, it is good. It's an IPA.
Sounds good to me.
I like IPAs. Hardly anyone else in my family does, but I do.
I like them too. It is not my favorite beer style, but I like them and I will drink them.
I'm like, where are the snacks? Oh wait, I told him to take them away.
Scroll back about 5 minutes, folks. You'll hear the quote. Take them away and don't bring them back. Oh, my snacks. No, you're not going to do that. So anyway. But we're talking about subways, and the first system I rode extensively was London. That's the oldest in the world. And that one, there's one line, I think it's the Victoria line, that's been there since the 1860s. The rest of it came later. Hello, Lord, how was lemon pilsner?
That sounds good, Amy.
Oh boy, feed me, Seymour.
Oh, if I could send you my pierogies, I would. Oh, thank you, Eric.
And the thing about the New York system is if you smell smoke, somebody will tell you, we got a condition on the track, so we're not going to proceed. The London system, you would stop, you'd sit there for a while, and you'd smell smoke and say, is anybody going to comment on this? But at the time, in the late 1980s, they had the zipper signs. So you could say like 5 minutes until like the train from Whitehall was coming in. You'd say, oh, and I would do something like take a dash up the escalator and back down again, just to use time and see how many times I could do that before I hop on that thing.
Amy.
Yeah.
So I was on the PATH train one time when there was a fire, and we were stopped and waited. And when I started like really heavily smelling smoke, I was like, oh, hell no, I'm out of here. And just
Bye.
Went up to the street and walked where I was going because nope.
All you train fans are thinking PATH system. What the hell is that? The Port Authority Trans-Hudson.
Runs between New Jersey and New York.
And run New Jersey to the Wall Street area, but also there's another line that runs up to 34th Street. So that's the one. If my trains going into Penn Station are cocked up, as they frequently are, they're going to run straight to Hoboken. I get a pass to get on that sucker, and I can just ride the pass train again. I've done it in a while.
Can't sing the praises of our microbrewers enough.
Hello.
Rusty Nail in Missenberg has never disappointed. Okay, if I see it, I'm into it.
I am always game to try local beers because they are frequently made well.
Do your trains ever emit that ear-piercing squeal? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. The big commuter lines don't, but the subways, absolutely. You want the big fun? Ride the 4 or 5 train from Grand Central down to Wall Street. The first thing you've got to do is hold on for your life because it's going to go around that bend hard and throw everybody around the car. And I had been on that when I got thrown around because I was stupid. But like if you're on that thing, hold on and then keep going. And also the ones that go into the 2 going into Union Square, it's the same train. 6 going into Union Square goes around a wicked curve and it is horrendous noise. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't even meet the platform.
I gotta read this because people on YouTube can't see it. Nick says they tried at one point to replace the L in Chicago with a subway, and the people revolted and made them keep the elevated tracks. And the city had started to invest in construction already, and then turned that into a short run of subway, tied it to a couple of lines. But the people of Chicago are responsible for the L being there still. Oh, I love it.
New York City started out with elevated lines because it had lines at grade, and by the 1870s that was becoming a problem, so they became elevated. So there was an elevator on the west side and on the east side.
Oh my gosh.
And eventually those got replaced by subway lines, but the elevator on the east line was there until the 1940s.
I've been on a submarine when we had a fire several hundred feet below the surface. That sounds terrifying.
No way. Oh, wow.
Very uncomfortable situation. No. That just sounds terrifying.
No escape, no way out.
No, yep.
No way out. Get into the torpedo tube and launch me, Gotta go.
I was a hot box on a train recently. Called in Norfolk Southern. The rail cop seemed more annoyed than anything.
Oh, man. What is a hot box? Is that like when somebody catches on fire? I was on a train once coming out of the station.
Looking for the snacks.
I think out of Hoboken when something was just absolutely on fire. And the conductor was like, yeah, it's not a problem. I'm like, something is torching over here.
I feel like it's a problem.
I feel like it's a problem. And by the way, I like the reference to one of our submarines. That's actually good too. I remember that from the era. The snacks have been stowed at your command. You demanded it. Do you want the snacks?
I'm undemanding it.
You're gonna rescind the demand?
I'm rescinding the demand.
You're gonna rescind the order? Okay. Well, new paperwork. Gotta stamp it every time. Right. Snacks.
All right.
There you go. Got these at
All right,
work.
take them away now.
She will have no more.
Don't give me any more.
Not a bit. Got these at work because there was a conference and they had all this food. I'm like, this is going to end up in the garbage. I took a bunch of this stuff.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But please take it away.
Amy seeing Thomas Dolby. Oh, yay.
Oh, nice.
I would see him. Is he doing New York? I should see him. I managed to miss The Damned at the end of May because I just didn't get it together in time. And I would have seen them again. I've seen them once and they were awesome.
Oh.
Awesome.
Hugo says you got me addicted to those old baked goldfish crackers. They're so good, aren't
they good? Yeah.
Mm. Peter says, what is everyone's favorite airport?
Oh.
That's a great question, Peter.
Yeah.
I love that question. I haven't been to every airport.
No. Cannot say I can pronounce on Orly or anything like that.
I love LAX because Encounter is there.
Mm-hmm.
I just love seeing it.
JFK does not have a lot to recommend it, except it's got the old
TWA terminal.
Yeah. Was it Pan Am? Was it Pan Am? TWA, which is now a hotel, which looks very cool. And there's the fact that historically that was Idlewild, long gone, but you will hear old references to Idlewild, which is kind of fun. The Newark, of course, is a huge sprawling mess, and it's not terrible.
Getting from
but it's not great.
Hey, goldfish crackers are dusted with CRACK. I know, right?
Feed me, Seymour.
Okay, Hugo says Tampa Airport. All right. Oakland Airport is good. Oh, the Philly one is good too. I haven't been to either of those. What is the one? There's one of them that has a tiki bar that you have to be booked on a flight to get in. Is that San Jose? I think that's San Jose.
Okay. We have flown into Orange County many times, aka John Wayne. We've gone into SF and gone out of Oakland.
San Diego.
I remember SF being a pretty cool airport. My favorite right now is possibly Stewart. What? Tiny little airport that's near us.
Oh, I don't know about
We
that.
flew out of there once, and you literally walk onto the plane from the tarmac. Tiny airport didn't even have a bar service. Wow, that sounds terrible. Yeah, except that it was so easy to get to.
We knew ahead of time. We brought a flask.
We hopped on a plane and we left. It was great. I think we showed up at the airport. There's no bar service. They said, we're here for 3 hours until we fly. So I said, fine. So I left, got a couple of beers, and came back.
Pittsburgh has a little tribute to Mr. Rogers. I love that.
That's awesome.
I love that.
I just love the idea of being able to go to something totally local, walk onto the plane from a gangplank, and then you get yourself to where
Eric
you're going.
says, I like Thomas Dolby's new hair.
Oh.
Have I seen Thomas Dolby's
I've
new
seen,
hair?
who have I seen's new hair? Danny Elfman's new hair.
Oh, yeah.
He looks pretty far out.
Red. It's very red.
It always was red, but he looks less finger on the socket these days.
Danny Elfman can do no wrong in my book. Danny Elfman can do no wrong. So.
Well, that was good. And that was finally gone. It took an hour to get this thing down.
The Atlantic City Airport is like that too. Oh, okay. Oh, San Diego. I like San Diego because it is right there. If you're doing something in San Diego, the airport is
very close. Very close.
Although I have to say, Orange County, John Wayne Airport is like that too. It's just right there.
It's right off the highway. Boom, done.
You don't have to drive to get there.
We flew to Long Beach once. I thought that was actually a pretty
Long
slick
Beach
airport.
is kind of fun. Oh, you know what?
Pretty fun airport.
Palm Springs is like that too, though. They're kind of outdoors.
Yeah. They can do that.
Yeah, I kind of like that outdoorsy thing of the airport.
It's very Southwest. You have to have a very dry climate in order to do that, but they take advantage of that, and it was kind of cool.
The funny thing is, oh yeah, Eric says, I'm thinking if that's what 65 looks like, I'm not afraid to be older, right?
Seriously? No.
Newark Airport has a CBGB.
It has the CBGB.
CBGB. I was like,
it's amazing CBs.
Dare CB has been reduced to
airport bar.
An airport terminal bar. That might be the weirdest thing I've ever seen in an airport.
Yeah, you go to that one wing. I think it's Terminal B or something, and there's suddenly this whole CB thing. And you think to yourself,
Luca is still like that to a degree. Yes, I like these kind of outdoorsy. Yeah, it's very homey.
we've never actually flown out of Bradley, and being a tiny little regional airport, I bet that's pretty low key too.
Oh, Lisa, we've never been to Honolulu.
Oh,
I know, it's a shocking oversight.
Have seen this like dozens of times.
Oh yes, lots at Vegas, Amy. Yes,
absolutely. Get off the airport, lose your shirt. We have seen the Honolulu airport dozens of times on episodes of 5-0.
Yes.
But definitely, always so cool to see that people get off the airplane with their shocking Hawaiian shirts, much like I'm wearing.
Eric says, "I wonder what music,
put a light on you.
What airport Brian Eno was on to create music for airports."
At that point, he knew many. He was certainly familiar with like Gatwick and Heathrow, but also the New York area airports and probably Boston, and probably things like Atlanta, as a matter of fact.
Errol, I was on a flight one time.
Orly.
Giant commercial flight where I think there were possibly 5 passengers on the entire plane. It was one of those weird weather days in the whole country. And we all, like, I was with my mom and sister, and we all ran to make our connections. And I got on this flight, and they're like, okay, you just made it. Boom. And I got on the plane. And nobody on it. Like, I had, like, at least 10 rows to myself. And the flight attendant came up to me, and she's like, would you like a drink? Would you like all of the drinks?
Yes, I would like all the drinks.
And yeah, that was bizarre. But Paul picked me up at the airport that night, and it was so foggy that, you know, they made the announcement about landing and whatever. I was like, okay. And then by the time I realized they said landing, so I was ready. I had my seatbelt on and whatnot, but like you could not see the ground until you were on the ground. It was that foggy. Yeah, but
does that mean that they're coming in on instruments?
There's
a gag. Had to make it. So yeah, that's hilarious. Well, I'm thinking of airport stories we've had. There was a time where we were coming back early from Cancun, landing at that JFK?
That was JFK.
And we're coming down in a real wicked squall, and the wings are like guy next to me starts turning green.
Well, but the thing to know about the guy next to him was he was like, oh, I fly all the time. I fly for business all the time. We're like, oh, okay, great.
Okay, sure.
Good for you. And then, like, as soon as it got scary, he turned green.
Not looking good. Yeah. I was like, would you like this bag, please? So we land in this squall.
Oh, Errol.
Captain puts it down. We're all like, we get off of there. You take a look at like that little the
jetway. It was just like
all the flags are whipping around in the breeze. We're like, how are we getting home? Yeah, well, that was another saga. It was like 3
We did not make it home that night.
No, 3 subway rides. We end up in Jersey's.
He was trying to psych himself up. Devin, yes.
Yeah, I think he was faking it.
He was, because he was like, he was just going to throw up.
There was a time we were on a plane, and the gal next to me was a little nervous. And do you mind if I hold your hand? Sure. She was holding my hand really tight. I was like, don't worry about it. Everything's cool. Everything's cool. Aww. Don't worry about it. I'm going to play. I kind of sleep as the thing takes off. It takes so long to get off the ground these days. I'm just like, whatever. Oh, we're going.
I love to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, I realize that sounded really dirty, but I do love to watch. I love to watch takeoff and landing. But
I'm thinking of the.
This is why I need the window seat. I'm just like, what can I see?
I love to watch. It makes me think of the Dudley Moore character in the movie Foul Play. I love to watch. A little pervy, I know. But this is an adult crowd, so you can take it. I know.
Oh, if you're traveling with a small child or someone who acts like one. Oh, Amy. Oh, that's
seriously?
Hilarious.
Did you see the Errol story about getting on a 747 and like 3 people were on this plane?
Oh my God.
That's kind of awesome. That's very similar to your story.
I think that's what encouraged me to tell that story.
Okay, so there we go. There we go. That's the thing. Oh my gosh. I was trying to think of other fun things. When we flew out to Palm Springs at one time, The first leg,
Oh,
it was a gift flight. You won that flight by actually getting a lot of bids for AIDS Walk.
Yes.
So like, oh great, so we can fly. So we chose Palm Springs in February. It was a good choice. But it was like a three.
Well, no, I chose Palm Springs just thinking like, oh, I'd love to go to Palm Springs, not realizing it was Modernism Week.
So it was kind of interesting to get a
hotel.
So
it's like, good luck getting a hotel, Kelly.
You did though.
I did.
You did.
I did. But it was like,
big fun with
wow, I guess I should have researched this. I just wanted to go somewhere warm.
You know, it was warm. It was 80 degrees in February.
It worked out amazingly. Yeah. It worked out so well. But I'm going to go close that curtain while you tell this story.
I will tell this story. So this turned out to be a three-legged flight. First leg takes you from, it must have been Newark again. This is possibly our best big airport to get to because JFK is worse and LaGuardia would be a nightmare. When we lived in New Rochelle, LaGuardia was great. I remember picking her up from there for once. I just zip down, zip out. It was awesome. Very close. Manhattan residents love it. But it screws up New York airports. So LaGuardia is obsolete, but no one will do anything about it.
Oh, people love LaGuardia because it's so close to the city.
Yeah, it's just right there.
Yeah.
It's the oldest airport in this. It's not the oldest airport in the city. The oldest one is the Marine Terminal, but it's second oldest. So people are all about it. I'm like, oh, for God's sakes, you got to. But they can't figure it out. We used to live in Astoria, so we were in that flight pattern too. Anyway, so we get on this thing, and the first leg takes us from Newark to Detroit. And we land in I've told this story. We land in a snowstorm. It's coming down hard. This sucker hits the ground, and the pilot is talking about, oh yeah, we're going to be here for a few minutes until we get some things loaded on, folks. And we're like, we're not taking off.
I'm watching my weekend in Palm Springs just
evaporate, and we're spending our weekend in Detroit in a snowstorm. And the pilot just keeps on talking, whatever. And then he's like, okay, we're about to take off. We're like, how the hell are we going? We took off. In Detroit, I guess they just like, get this plane out of here, guy.
I know. It was crazy.
Talk about your Nicky Chicago. PD Detroit's like, get this thing out of here.
PD Detroit.
Boom.
Okay, hold on. I gotta break in.
There you
go. Lisa says my ex-boyfriend is a pilot. He put a photo up on Facebook of the generation of pilots from Grandpa, father, him, and his son. He actually flies with his son. I love it.
Oh, that's marvelous.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's marvelous.
Devin says, when I was little and had to take a flight, I would always order tomato juice and feel like the most expensive 50-year-old woman on Dynasty, and the tomato juice was not burned. Oh.
Were you playing Crystal? One is just asking. That's the hilarious.
Got stranded at the Philly airport when my connection to Scranton got scratched due to winter weather. That was an interesting night. Oh my gosh. Hi, Phil. Good to see you.
Seems to me that Philly to Scranton is all of about.
And hello, Ryan. Good to see you.
If I was stranded there, it's like rent car, go, boom.
I think it's probably more like 3 hours. But that just makes me think of Home Alone. When she's just trying to get back to see Kevin.
Yeah. Kevin. Because they've abandoned Kevin
in suburban Chicago. Yeah. And so she lands in New York, and then like she's with the polka band and they're driving.
Oh yeah.
That just makes me think of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now who's heading up the polka band?
John
Candy.
Yeah.
There we go. Speaking of the Schmengi brothers. Boom boom.
Schmengi brothers.
I need a thing.
You do need a thing.
I do need a thing.
I'm way ahead of you in the drinking. I'm just saying.
No. Oh, rude.
Kevin shudders. Oh, Eric. Why? I love Home Alone. It's very sweet. I mean, and it's got Catherine O'Hara. You know, I feel like anything that has Catherine O'Hara is an automatic yes, please. So, okay, got stranded in Denver. My coworker is getting an earful. Like he planned the delay. Oh no. He says, get home as soon as you can. Felt sorry for my coworker. Oh no. Oh, not because of Home Alone. I like that, Kevin. Okay. I was going to say, what's not to like about that, Kevin? I have not seen the sequel to Home Alone, but I like Home Alone. Kevin goes through a journey, and his family is so mean to him. I feel like this Christmas we need to do a Home Alone happy hour because I watched that film now and I'm like, this is not okay how mean everyone is to him.
They're crummy.
I mean, I get that, like, he has to go through the journey and they set it up in the first part of the film and blah, blah, blah. I've taken screenwriting classes, but man, everyone in that film is so mean to him. Good night, Peter. It's the name of my psychological nemesis. Oh, Eric. I won't ask. If you want to share, you can, but I won't ask. Wasn't old enough to rent a car at the time. Parents had to make the drive south in the snowstorm. Oh no. We took the wrong exit and almost ran out of gas at the expressway. Almost running out of gas is the worst.
I've had that experience twice.
Oh, Devin says the Home Alone movies just make me sad as an adult. I know, everyone's so mean to him.
But guess what? Ugh. Kevin is very resourceful and he figures it out.
Eric.
He comes to his conclusion that he's being attacked. And he's like, I've got to figure this out. And he does. So it's a learning journey for him. And then when everybody comes back, they're really, really apologetic.
I will say the Home Alone film, well, I'm not going to say films because I've only seen the first one. But the first Home Alone is used as a textbook film in film writing classes. It's that, like, by the book.
It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm polishing a glass here with, what am I using? Oh, it's a Velveteen Lounge kitchen towel. This is the teal edition.
There you go.
Awesome. We also have
it's not upside down,
magenta edition.
It is upside down.
Can't tell, could you? But it's a fabulous towel. It looks exactly like the black one, and it does look black, except it is teal. It's the same pattern. We also have the magenta. They're
that
awesome.
Is the black one.
This is the black one.
That's the teal one.
This is the teal one, and it's right side up. We actually had one black one. There we go. That looks more teal. Awesome.
Color blindness.
We have the teal and we have the magenta. We do not have the black. But we have both of these for sale if you're interested. Some of you have bought these towels and love them. Please put that information here.
Oh, so okay. Nick says, here's something to think about. Maybe his family wasn't so mean, but all the parts with Kevin were told from his perspective.
Well, it's true.
Nick, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I will hold space for that. Well, I'll be open to anyone willing to let me vent. Eric, come to the...
Anytime.
I'm trying. You're not on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think where we can let you send us an email.
Yeah.
velveteenloungeny@gmail.com.
We'll talk. Let's talk. After our show.
Jeffin says, I do love the fan theory that Kevin from Home Alone grew up to be Jigsaw from Saw. Oh, I love it.
Oh, boy. Big fun. Speaking of horror pictures, bloody horror pictures.
Yes, Ben. I was like, I haven't seen it. I have not seen Home Alone 2.
We saw a meme that actually circulated recently. Home Alone star gets charged with 34 counts. And that was pretty hilarious. And, at the time, it made a lot of sense. Not the meme, the cameo.
Oh, Lisa, thank you. Lisa loves the towels.
Oh, yes. They hold their shape. You see? And they should, because it's not just this polyester thing that does not very absorbent. It's got a cotton side and a poly side. It works. It all works.
Oh, Errol.
Whew. And Errol, I will never tell Lisa about that. So your secret is safe with me. Boom, 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 boom. So we never told the second and third part of the journey to Palm Springs.
We're not in Palm Springs yet.
No, we're in the air from Detroit. We actually took off. I guess Detroit knows what it's talking about. Maybe they're taking a cue from, say, Stockholm Airport, which can clear that sucker in like 4 minutes.
Did you say Stockholm?
How do they pronounce it locally?
Stockholm.
No, they say Stockholm, but of course.
Is anyone here from Stockholm? Because I feel like they say Stockholm.
Any Swedish speakers? I am not a Swedish speaker. Except for the motion picture De Duva. I don't know any Swedish. So, anyway, we're in the air, and their second leg takes us to Salt Lake City. So we're actually going, and we're on our way. And we managed to get separated because the tickets were like here, there, and everywhere, and then just put me somewhere else in the thing. So I'm sitting like 5-6 rows back from her. And I'm like, oh well, whatever. It's not like I can ask somebody to move. But in the mid-flight there, I get this great idea because they're serving drinks, and I say, aha. Guy comes by, would you like a drink order? I was like, sure. I said, I'd like a margarita, and I'd like you to send one to the young lady in row 25.
Amy says, I speak Swedish. So does he. So does he.
Yes. Hey, there we go. So the guy just gives me this look like, ha, 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 and says, yeah, I'll be glad to do that. He says, just give me a second, came back with the reader, polished up 2 drinks, and then like brought one up to the young lady in row 25, and whoa, she's surprised.
I was so happy because I was super stressed because I'm like, we're missing our connection. Our week in Palm Springs is going down the drain. But then a margarita arrived.
Appeared as if by magic.
And he's like, oh, it was sent by the gentleman in
row 35.
He's waving at me like, hi.
Hey there.
It was so cute.
It was like a hookup or something.
I treasure that moment.
Well, I hooked up with this lady later, and we had a fun time in the pool.
We were already married, by the way, but
we were married. But if we hadn't been, it would have been a great line. I got to tell you.
I treasure that moment.
So there we are in the air with a couple of margaritas, which make us happy.
Time. Hello. Good to see you.
Hey, listen. We heard from Eric there, who was like kind of your sidekick in crime, that you had a little thing to take care of. And you know what? If you hadn't taken care of that,
took care of it.
Yeah, you had to take care of that.
All good.
So good. Glad that you were able to finish and hop on the broadcast. We're still going. We're talking about being in the air from Detroit.
Talking about being in the air.
To get to Salt Lake City.
He hasn't even told the most dramatic part of the story yet.
Because we were so late getting out from Detroit that we start landing into Salt Lake. And I think we could basically see our connecting flight taking off.
I did. I'm just like, we're like taxiing to the terminal while I'm watching our connecting flight.
Bye.
Leave without us.
So we get off the plane and blah, blah, blah. And what are you going to do? We go up to the counter to talk to these folks. Okay, yeah, so you missed your connection. Well, so anyway, first guy's a total deadhead. Not a fan of...
Oh, you can say it.
Not a fan of San Francisco music. I'm just saying the guy was just like, he didn't care. He did not care. And he's like, well...
I'm 2 drinks in. You can cuss.
I was about to say, he could actually... we could get you on another flight. And it was basically the flight 24 hours.
Yeah, now they're like, oh, we can get you on another flight 24 hours later. I'm like, I'm not going to spend 24 hours in the Salt Lake City airport.
For one thing, they're not serving you drinks. But for another thing, like a day in the airport? What are you going to do?
If Salt Lake City had a cool bar, I'd be like...
Sure. Let's hang for a while.
Let's do this.
Is there a place to sleep? But no, I'm not going to hang in an airport for a day, wasting time when I could be in Palm Springs. So we idled for a second, and then you're finally like, I got to find a different
I'm like, I got to find someone else. So I just like start going to people.
At the counter.
And I found the most delightful gentleman who was all about my plight.
And he said, oh, this is stupid. We got to get you on a flight.
Yeah, no, and he was just like, I can get you in Long Beach tonight. I'm like, do it.
Sold American.
And he did.
He did. He's like, I can't get you into your actual destination.
I don't care.
Can't get you into Palm Springs.
Just want to get to California.
But our luggage was already on the way to Palm Springs. So he said, well...
especially in a Detroit airport. Exactly,
yeah,
Amy. I'm like, I don't care. Just get me out of here.
But anyway, so one of the options... there were a couple options, but one of them was, why did I get you to Long Beach? We're like,
to Long Beach.
Get to Long Beach, rent a car, and you could drive to Palm Springs.
Well, we already had a rental car in Palm Springs, so I had to call and change our rental car to Long Beach. No worries. And yeah, it was great.
Arrived.
It was amazing.
Long Beach, I think it was a pretty cool airport, as I recall.
Pound Town.
Yeah, Pound Town.
Phil, are you still here?
Good old Pound Town.
Good old Pound Town.
I think this was the first time that we went to pick up a rental car, and I see one of the things that you could rent was a charger. And I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. Mm-hmm.
Well, we had to drive from Long Beach to Palm Springs in that night. So yeah.
So we should have actually rented the charger.
We should have rented the charger.
I'm telling you.
But anyway.
Yeah, taking you there.
But I was so determined.
Across the desert.
I don't care. Like, I'm tired, whatever. But
we boogied to the Palm Springs airport.
But you didn't tell the Pound Town story. because that is the best.
Okay, so tell the story, please.
This makes me think of Phil and Marcy.
Yes.
I don't think they're still here, but anyway. But if they are, or any of our California peeps are still here. So we land in Long Beach, and we tell them, okay, so Phil's here. Oh, we will. We absolutely will, and we will plan
Christmas
it better.
In the LBC.
We will plan it better next time, but
please.
But
I'm telling you, we were there late.
This is okay. So this is before everyone was just doing navigation on their phones.
Yep.
So we brought our GPS.
Right.
And we hooked it up, and we needed to get some food because we were starving. So we land in Long Beach. We have a delightful conversation with the luggage people, and and they're going to divert it to Palm Springs, whatever. So
it was already on its way. It was already diverted.
We decided to get some food, so we stop at In-N-Out, but it wants us to turn on Long Beach Town, like street, like I don't know if it's street or road or whatever, but it was like Long Beach Town because it was a shopping center. But it was saying LB Town, and our GPS thought it was Pound Town.
So it pronounced it as such.
Yeah, so it was like,
we're in Pound Town.
Turn right on Pound Town Road. So now, forever after to us, Long Beach is Pound Town.
I don't care what Long Beach is. It will always be Pound Town to me.
It will always be Pound Town to me.
Pound Town to me.
But, yeah.
I suppose that's what happens when you don't pay your bookie in Long Beach. Pound Town. But anyway, so we drive in, we get into our intended destination, Palm Springs Airport, at something like 1:30 in the morning. And we go up there to find our luggage, which is right down on the sidewalk.
Yeah, no, the airport is closed, and they just left our bags on the side of the road.
It's just sitting there. I'm like, is that okay?
I'm like, hey, man, thanks.
Well, it was still there.
It was still there.
It wasn't missing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I took the good stuff. So there we go. Hilarious. That's the epic. Oh, wow.
This computer is not plugged in. Wait.
Where did you plug it in?
Right there.
Your computer is plugged in.
It's not plugged in.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Wait a minute. You don't have the correct power supply. Uh-huh.
Wait, hold on. We're about to lose power.
Yep.
Tell the listeners that Amaze has no jetways. You walked to the terminal. Yes, exactly. Which is amazing. It's so...
Pretty cool.
It's very cool. Long Beach Airport is very cool. Palm Springs Airport is kind of cool, too.
Did that chime?
It did. All right.
Use the big brick, please. That'll do your job.
I thought we used... Was there other luggage? No, it's just ours, Amy. It's just ours.
Just us.
We were the only people on that flight going to Palm Springs, apparently. But you know what? It worked out great.
It was fine.
Palm Springs was amazing. And
I got to say that Palm Springs, nobody is out there trying to scam your luggage as if I left it sitting around at Newark. Gone.
Exactly. It was
gone American.
It was waiting there for us.
Seriously, but it was waiting. So there you go. So
and then I remember also.
Here's the fun part.
We had stopped because we're like, we're going to get into Palm Springs late. We got to stock our room. So we had stopped to pick up some wine.
At Target or something like that?
Something like that. And then we got in, and Paul is like, I'm going to bed. So I'm like, well, I'm getting in the hot tub. So I pour myself this big old glass of wine and get in the hot tub. I'm like, ugh. I did not fall asleep. But yeah.
I would have. Maybe it was actually Ralph's. We might have stopped at Ralph's. It was one of the big supermarkets that has wine, so you can stock yourself up, and booze.
I want to go back to Palm Springs.
These New York supermarkets, you can't just go and buy yourself a bottle of bourbon. What's wrong with this? At that hour, you need a bottle of bourbon. At your destination, of course.
Tethered my phone or my internet. Oh. I'm just thinking about last Sunday on my family Zoom. We were just all searching on the Shag store and looking at prints. I'm like, I want to go back to Palm Springs.
Palm Springs is a fun town.
Oh, I love Palm Springs.
I know. It's a very wealthy little enclave in the middle of the desert where there are no resources, but they make it work.
Wealth is good.
Las Vegas is the same, and they've managed to figure out their water issues, and they're making it work, people. You can do it.
Oh.
You can do it. Yeah, cool. Dime says, I need a bottle now. Sending one your way. Check your fax machine. There you go, sir. And you should have one.
And you should have one.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm thinking of other fun travel stories.
Stay at the Trixie Motel. Oh, I know, right, Devin?
Man. Well, we would talk about the Madonna Inn, where we have not stayed.
We have not been to the Madonna Inn. We haven't been to Orbit Inn.
Haven't been to Orbit Inn. We have not been to, well, have you been to Encounter? Which is not an inn.
I've never been to Encounter. I've seen Encounter many times.
Very cool. Very early 60s. It's when travel was travel. I think I traveled basically once on an airplane in that period of time. I was very young. And that was like the tail end of air travel being like a thing. And after that, like things kind of went downhill.
Go do it.
I'll take the time.
I'll hold down the fort.
Take the time.
Okay. Heavy is the head that tries to book the gigs. I'm just saying.
Seriously.
I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. I might be drunk, but at least I'm not insane. I'm reading Eric's post. That was not me. Oh, I want to go to the Madonna Inn. I want to do all of them. How do I get the gig where we just buy like the vintage trailer and drive around the country and stay at places and get paid? I feel like that was probably 3 years ago, honestly, or 6 years ago. But I'm still available for the dream. Oh, Lisa, me too. Lisa says, I need to get a frame for my shag picture that came with my Rum Bar music. Yes. Martini Kings, if you order their latest CD from Rum Bar Records, it comes with a little enclosed poster. It's fabulous. We need to frame ours too. Which is actually, like if you go to the shag store, that is a print on, bless you, available for purchase for a lot more money. So it was very generous to include that. I'd watch that show, Devin says. Heard it on Dr. Demento. Timing is, bless you. It's usually me sneezing my brains out. Yes, I remember that. I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. 2 ways to ease the pain. Who is that, by the way? I'm hoping to get it signed. I know the shag store is vending. Oh, dime. I have not heard anything about that, but oh, Jesus. That's cool. Oh, jeez. Okay. Ugh. I hate turning down work. I'm not going to lie. But you did it beautifully. He turned down a gig. I have not heard that he will actually be there that night or at Ohana, but I don't know. So many things that are going to be a surprise, like the mystery band. Oh, jeez. Ugh. Timing is everything.
It is. For real, but serious.
You turned that down beautifully. And of course, like, since I'm an actor, I'm like, will there ever be a gig again?
Oh, jeez. Of course they will. Of course they will. That's the thing. Oh, so where were we?
A life in the arts is not for everyone. Just put it that way. A life in the arts is not for everyone.
But I will tell you, my experience in live theater has informed everything else I have done.
Ryan, rumbarrecords.com. Well, actually, I think it's Rumbar Records Bandcamp. I'm going to share it.
Yep.
Hold on.
Do we have the CD over here? What happened to the CD?
Rumbar Records. Okay, hold on. It's there. I'm going to share the link. And then...
There's a bunch of rum bar in here, but it's not that one. Orley. Oh, yeah.
Yes, Rum Bar Records. The latest Martini Kings release, which comes with a little enclosed poster. It's fabulous. Colonel Keg, hi!
Hey,
Good
Keg.
to see you. It's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute. Anyway, we did the whole special.
Phone giving you PTSD. A little bit, Eric. It was a little bit. Why does everything have to happen all at once?
Same weekend. Same day.
Or just like, why are people messaging me when I'm on a live video?
Yeah.
Could you have?
Somebody does not realize you're on a live.
I was free as a bird all day. You couldn't have messaged me then.
The whole time.
Anyway, whatever.
Anyway, these things happen. They do for real. So I would have whipped out the Martini Kings CD yet one more time, although we did plug them heavily when
Lou
we
said
did
the Martini Kings
them.
won't be at Ohana. No.
You know, it's really too bad because they're a ton of fun and awesome, and they're absolutely the vibe, and we do not have this here an Exotica band. Oh, yeah.
I had a feeling,
they would totally fit, and I think that Tony would just love it.
I had a feeling on our broadcast when we were interviewing Tony, when he said, like, we need to get back to the East Coast.
That he was not going to be there.
That was kind of a tell. But yeah.
Hard indicator.
Yeah.
But, you know, and he's interested, and he plays a ton of gigs. He says, like, his money is the Exotica gigs.
Hey.
The jazz gigs, the Exotica gigs, it's like, it's his bread and butter these days. So it's like, Tony Marsico is available to play a lot of this kind of stuff. Just saying, if you're booking things.
Martini Kings
the
are
Kings
amazing.
Are interesting. They're interested and interesting. So, here you go. We've seen them live in, I think, 4 different venues by now, and it's just like, this is just great music, you know. It's just so relaxing, so professionally played. You're just like, yes, I will have another fog cutter. Yes, I would like that, please. Yes, I'll have a zombie. That's the thing.
I still think that Tiki Resort needs to
more tiki-fi.
Retrofy the rooms.
I think they need new ownership.
And
I'll save that on the air.
Well,
I'm being gagged.
He's being gagged.
Why?
Because we don't want to make enemies.
The people who run this event don't think that the management of this place has really got it going on. I'll say that on the air.
No, that's not your information to share. Just don't say anything. Just don't say anything at all. Just wash your mind clean of negative thoughts. Think about Disneyland. Think about Christmas morning. Think about literally anything else. There you go. I like that expression in your eyes. Okay, good. All right. So, vintage trailer, cross-country trips, staying at all the retro motels. I like that idea much better. Oh, Ryan says, I used to own a live music venue. Best band that came through. Gone to every Goodwill and Thrift and bought every... Oh, jeez, Ryan, really? That's hilarious. How about just clean the rooms up? Oh, Marcy. I feel like they are missing a bet. If they don't just like... They don't even have to spend extra money. Just... If you're replacing the bedspreads, replace them with a retro fabric. If you're replacing the curtains, replace them with a retro fabric. Like, pull up the carpet and just replace it with corian. I don't know. I'm not a hotel fixer-upper, but I'm just thinking that if it was super Instagrammable, people would be all about coming and staying there and taking lots and lots of photos in their rooms. But now, like, we have these giant 2-inch deep sinks and showers that don't stay closed. Like, I don't know. I didn't go to school for this, but anyway. I should shut up, or are they going to take my room away from me? They'll steal my room. Please say I had to put my hand on my mouth. Oh, Errol. I know. He tried for the whole band at Tony's solo. It was no go. Oh. It would have been amazing. But you know what? There's always next time. There's always next time. You painted them gold and sold their album on cassette. Go play. Oh, jeez. Oh, wait. We talked about that. No. We don't stay there anymore because it's so gross and too expensive. I know. Oh, Nick says I'm behind you, Kelly. That would be amazing. I know, right? Get rid of the carpet. I feel like getting rid of the wall-to-wall would be like 70% of the game. Because we have moved furniture to prepare for crawl rooms, and we see push pins from our previous year because we used pink push pins. So we moved the sofa out, and there are still pink push pins. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Needs a vintage Shasta Airfly. Yes, we do, Colonel Keg. Yes, we do. 100%. Less mold, please. Oh, good night, Devin. So good to see you. I'm glad you dropped by. Headed to the pool. That sounds amazing. As John Cage has said, I have nothing to say, and I'm saying it. Oh, good night, Nick. We'll see you soon. All right. The new sofa is coming Saturday. Dime. The latest estimate, which I'm going to check right now because I am fully sofa obsessed. I'm tracking my sofa. This is the second time this evening I've tracked my sofa. It still says it's arriving tomorrow. It arrived in Middletown, Connecticut. We were talking about this earlier. Every state has a Middletown. We're in Middletown, New York. Our sofa arrived in Middletown, Connecticut at 8:10 p.m. Eastern. So, those of you who just joined. Oh, wait. Paul doesn't find Harpo. Ah! Oh, the Madonna Inn is very cool. Roberta, we haven't been. We want to go. Oh, I would love it. Paul, yours is his sign language. Oh, no. Jeez. Poor Paul. His life is hard. His life is hard.
All I can think of with Middletown, Connecticut is, as far as I can tell,
he started talking again.
Your windows are in with a Mr. Blandford in New Jersey.
Has anyone here ever seen Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House? Because that's what he's working on.
Classic of the genre if you're doing any renovations.
Yes.
But yeah.
So close and yet so far. Amy, exactly. So.
Good that it's close.
And for those of you just joining us.
Good that it's far.
I am sofa obsessed because I have a new sofa coming, which was supposed to be here Saturday. But it's now supposedly coming tomorrow.
Boom. We'll see about that. You know,
that would rock.
We've seen estimates be like, it's totally here, and then a day goes by.
Yeah.
And then a day goes
That's
by.
the thing. Like, I am a little, I love Paul's. This is, you can see each other room in picture style. Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh, you can see each room in picture style. Yes.
Yes. No, it's true. It's very true.
Oh, Julie loves Mr. Blandings. No. I love that you know Mr. Blandings, Julie.
If you're doing any kind of renovation, watch this first and then go have fun with your renovation.
I mean, it's a title to Martis a few butts now and then.
And, their renovation means knock it down and just build new. So it's just completely new. And I've seen people in my family have built houses from like nothing. My grandparents built a house, which became everybody's house for a while.
Yes, 2 weeks from today for us. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Big fun. Big fun.
No.
It's a big change. We've moved a lot of stuff around here already. If you can see something to my left here, which used to be behind us. Well, that's actually where these should have been all along. We just didn't have anywhere else to put them. And I wasn't about to go screwing things into the wall until we realized, well, yeah, that would work. So they're there. They're actually quite sturdy. And the whole system still works. Next time we have music in here, it'll probably be a little more present. Hello.
I feel like, oh my God, I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh wait, we won't. We're going to be in a hotel next Wednesday.
Ruth. Yeah. We're going to have to have a few mocktails and see the folks here.
So, next Wednesday, we will be coming to you live from a hotel.
Somewhere in central New Jersey. Speaking of
Saddlebrook, to be precise. Yep. Because we have a gig at 11:30 that night.
That's when it begins.
That's when it begins. It ends at 3:30 in the morning. So we will be coming to you
live for the Carney.
Live next. I am so stressed out about the next week of my life. I'm not gonna lie.
Wi-Fi permitting, of course. Yes. If you could help with that, that'd be great. But you cannot actually help with that.
So anyway. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Lisa's excited for us getting our sofa. Me too.
Please.
Oh, I'm so happy.
And Marcy will see us in 2 weeks.
Yes.
So, count them.
Anyway, next week we will be live from our hotel.
Wow. That's coming out fast.
Fingers crossed. The next week we will probably not be live because
we'll be on site at Lake George and the Wi-Fi there is truly heinous.
Yes.
It does not work.
And I know that there are lots of engineers who come to Ohana who try to fix the Wi-Fi, but probably by Wednesday they will not. So we will be here next week and probably not the week after.
A man named Fordek and a man named Tesla. If those two names can't possibly fix your Wi-Fi, nothing can. And Tesla was not able to make it work for us. And he was really hacked off about that too.
But
what can I say? They tried.
I am extremely optimistic about next week.
Install this massive cell phone tower, and then perhaps we'll talk Wi-Fi.
I'm extremely optimistic about next week. We will be going live from our hotel, and then getting in the car and going to read tarot cards or whatever.
We are not likely to be drinking something that looks like this.
No.
Instead something that looks like this. Non-alcoholic beer, perhaps. There you go.
Yeah, but we will be here next week.
We've done it from the phone before.
Next week of my
hotels,
life is going to be crazy,
and it worked okay. So I got to say, I have some faith in that. But definitely. But yeah,
bring your own hotspot. Amy, if I knew what that meant, I totally would.
You do. It's your phone.
Well, I have that, but my phone doesn't have a signal either.
That's a different issue. If you do not have cell towers, then you're true.
Oh, Ryan, please. We would love it.
Yeah, please. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
So I'm just thinking, is there something we could bring to the lake, to a repeater? How much does that cost?
A satellite phone. That would do you.
I already have a phone.
Yeah, a satellite phone is not cheap.
But I feel like mocktails if you're driving. Oh, well, mocktails because we have to stay awake for this gig, too.
Yes, that's the kicker.
We have to stay awake until 3:30 in the morning, so mocktails it is.
I just literally quoted non-alcoholic beer. There you go.
It's good. Yeah.
We want some flavor with these things, but that's the thing.
We'll be in a hotel. So.
Afterwards, whatever.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit, but we got to do because we do have to drive.
Although afterwards it's gonna be 3:30 in the morning, so I'll just be like, just bed, please.
Hi, I'm out. Done that too, folks. Well,
good Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise. We will be here next week. You will see us, not here, but here. You know what I mean.
Saddlebrook. From the satellite in Saddlebrook.
We will be here on Facebook and YouTube, but not here in the lounge.
How high is the water, Mama? 3 feet high and rising. And there you go.
But we'll be here, but not here.
Be here, not just in spirit, but we'll be around.
We'll be here.
We'll be around.
But not here. Does that make sense?
No, it does.
All right.
Well, this has been 2 hours of big fun.
Oh, boy.
Many of you already support us. I told you about the towels. We still have the glassware. If you are seeing us at Ohana, we will be hawking these in Glennie's new wave dance party room because Sid's got to sell some glassware.
Pure in spirit.
But we will have them all weekend. If you're just like, I got to see you, just come to the car. We'll take care of it. It's going to be easy. We're not going to have them Saturday per se, but they're always available. Got the towels, got the 45s. We'll definitely be on campus. And we have patrons. And there's also
we just got valuable advice from Errol.
Wait a minute. The Amazon storefront is up and running again. That's the way to support us. Boom. What is
Errol says, learn in the military, the best way to stay awake for multiple days is to stay super hydrated.
Oh, yeah.
Next to nothing.
So your body's just kind of like burning fat.
Okay.
But hydration is an excellent idea, of course.
So
always.
I need to stay awake for that gig, fall asleep, and then wake up the next day because I have an appointment. So.
Big fun.
I will take that advice.
In fact, we have a gig the prior day, which is an earlier gig, but still late. So that's why, thus, the hotel.
Coming week is going to be, I'm so stressed.
Yeah, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
In the midst of all that, I'm basically working, but I work remotely 3 days a week. So
I'm basically working.
This is the fun part of the fun part.
Anyway. But then, Ohana.
Long way
okay,
to. We will be posting a lot of stuff from. We've actually gone live from Ohana as a casual thing, and it worked fine. But if we tried to do it as a thing, it will tank.
We could go live from the pool.
We do that from
the pool.
That
might work better.
Do that from the pool.
Yeah.
We'll have a new grill this year.
But we will have a new grill this year.
Yeah.
But we will be live next week. So
anyway,
good to see you.
Thank you all for joining us here for another couple hours of shenanigans. A lot of talk about travel today. People are talking about planes, trains, and automobiles. A lot of train talk there. I love the train talk because the trains are alive and well in this country, and they're fun to ride. And air travel is not quite what it used to be. Your relatives actually participated for decades in air travel.
Was a flight attendant.
She was a flight attendant in the swinging 60s. Whoa!
But I'm thinking, like, even now, I love train travel because I could just, like, watch a TV show. I don't have to drive.
Yeah. This is the thing.
So, in congested New York. So, I love that.
Dearly appreciate the fact that we could just hop on a train at Penn Station, get to DC in 3 hours.
Yeah, we can.
That's, like, so much better than the alternatives. Like driving, which is a pain in the neck. We've done it. Not so hard about that. But as always, thank you for joining us for a couple hours of fun not in the sun anyway, in the darkness. And we've had a couple of great drinks this is all about summer drinks. We just talked about travel, and the travel is fantastic. And we are still coming into the classic New York stations. If Penn doesn't look like it used to, it looks better than it did 10 minutes ago.
Land Train Hall looks better. The Amtrak part looks great.
Yeah. But the fact is, the train managed to take over the post office next door. Also, a McKay Mead and White building. So there you go. And guess what? Grand Central got saved from the wrecking ball because Penn Station got demolished. Sometimes you have to wreck something to realize what you lost, and then there you go. I believe Jackie O was instrumental, being a Manhattan resident, and like being on the committee to say, are you going to destroy another grand train station here? It didn't happen. And now it's just like this landmark, and all the trains come in there. And now the Long Island Railroad trains come in there too. And that is a gorgeous pavilion. Sometimes travel actually looks pretty good, folks. Who knows? It could happen. I hope wherever you go, and whatever you do, your travels are marvelous for you because there's no need to have crummy travel. And so often we get crummy travel. Blah. Better for you. But no matter
they
where.
paved paradise and put up a parking lot. Exactly, Amy.
Boom, seriously. They put all the trees in a tree museum. Does that sound like Soylent Green or what? I know they charge everybody $1.25 just to see them. Sometimes don't always seem to go. You don't always get what you got till it's gone. But the simple fact is, you got what you were looking for tonight. We give you a lot of fun. Give you some great drinks. Made the Molokai Mike. You have 2 different drinks going on here. I've had a great beer here. And the simple fact is, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, be safe while you're doing it. And remember, we're going to see you soon.
Good night.